Welcome back to your favorite channel. We on the PBC, Pelican Bay's Corner, where we talk about it, we talk about it, and we talk about it. PBK9s, I'm giving it to you, fair and uncut, raw and unbiased, the way I always do. Straight drop. Ready rock, what them boys call it. Pink Peruvian. Uncut, untouched. That's how they want it, my brothers and my sisters. So I'm giving it to you. Big salute and big shout out to everybody that's rocking with the Bay. Everybody that's been rocking with the Bay for the longest. All my real supporters. You know what I'm saying? Everybody hit that like button up. Subscribe to the channel. If you're not subscribed to the channel yet, keep that thing going. Big salute to them brothers down in the chat, them sisters down in the chat, the brothers and sisters in the comments dropping the positive comments. Salute to the ones that drop the negative. We know it just is what it is, man. Is what it is. Like they say, if you ain't got no haters, what you got? You know, and anytime you're doing anything positive, you're going to have haters, no matter what. Because it's always folk out there that don't care about doing better. There's always folk out there that want to stay in the mud. They want to stay down there at the bottom. You know, so you're going to have haters regardless. I don't care what you're doing. You know what I'm saying? You're going to have haters regardless. You know, so salute to all them brothers and sisters, man. Everybody doing the right things with these dogs. Salute to the brother BKK out there, man. Salute to your Big Country Kennel, man. Big Country Kennel say you better highlight him, man. He got that dog he talking about for free. A brother want a free dog, you know what I'm saying? Highlight that brother BKK, man. You know what I'm saying? Just is what it is. I support brothers who do their thing, who do their thing and making their names for their dogs and not trying to rely on all that old school shit. You know what I'm saying? Make names for your dogs. I support them type of brothers. You know what I'm saying? The old yellow line. I support them type of brothers. Brothers making names for their dogs. They ain't worrying about because they came off Garner or because they came off Mr. Crenshaw or because they came off this making names for their dogs and their program and what they doing. That's what it's all about, man. And these brothers can't take it. They can't, you know, they just, you know what I'm saying? Salute to Chico Lopez. Say what you want to say. The man made a name for him and what he got going on. And I always say this, just to make these motherfuckers mad in this dog game. Let me make sure I'm past 2 minutes before I get to talking like the way I'm talking. Salute to that brother Marlon with Dark Dynasty K9 with the Hulk dog. Because these pit bull brothers, they can't stand them. They can't stand them. They talking about, we all know they ain't a pit bull, but it don't hurt me because I'm a bulldogger. I'm a real bulldogger. You know what I'm saying? I don't take it. You know, I know that ain't the kind of pit bull. That ain't a pit bull. But one thing I will say, that brother dogs ain't did nothing that'll give the pit bull a bad name. You need to be out there talking to them ones that give the pit bull a bad name. Them dogs don't give pit bulls a bad name. If anything, them dogs give pit bulls a good name. You know, anybody that's doing positive with their dogs, with their stock, with whatever they got, you're going to receive hate from it. Like I always say, man, you got lazy folk out here in this dog game and they just want to ride off of that pedigree. And they hope that pedigree is going to be the dog for them. Not the dog going to be the dog for them, but that pedigree going to be the dog for them. That pedigree is like I say, that pedigree going to do the work, you know. That pedigree going to do the work. They can take that pedigree and that paper and toss it in that box, and that joker going to scratch all night long. Oh, man, let me get this pedigree. That's a scratching ped. Let's breed this ped with that ped and get us a hellified pedigree. We ain't worrying about a hellified dog. You know what I'm saying? We not worried about that, you know. And like I said, man, what I'm going to do, I'm going to get into this dog fighting situation first, because as you're going to hear from this article, this is the first time I reported an article like this one. Only thing that made it different is because these boys got busted with the stick in their ass. Hey, when I say that, I mean that literally had a stick in the dog ass. And we all know that people put certain things in the dog rectum, they empty the dog out to make him use the bathroom. But if you see the law enforcement coming, you take the stick out the dog ass. Most people gonna take the stick or whatever they got in the dog ass out of the dog ass if they see the police coming. You know what I'm saying? So, and let me explain. Brothers need to empty their dogs out. This is the people who don't understand what I mean by sticking their ass. Brothers need to empty their dog out. They need their dog to use the bathroom, right? So you can put matches, you know, a roll of matches. You can stick a roll of matches, roll them up, and just push it inside the dog rectum and let him walk around and he'll use the bathroom. Some people use a dull stick type thing, like a little small stick, and they stick it in his rectum and let him walk around and he'll use the bathroom and empty all the stuff out of his stomach, you know. They do that so the stomach be empty. He won't be doing whatever he doing, whatever kind of work he doing on a full stomach of, of nanny or whatever. So these brothers got caught with the stick in their ass, as well as other stuff. And how many times have I did dog fighting bust without the drugs? Very rarely, but it has happened, and it does happen. But we got another arrest, more drugs. Like I say, man, why they gonna ban the pit bull? Why ban the pit bull when every time we bust somebody for the pit bull, we getting weed, we getting coke, we getting crack, we getting guns? So we ban the pit bull. That makes it harder for us to get the weed, the coke, the guns, and the crack. Leave the pit bulls. We gonna take the pit bulls and we gonna lock their ass up because they gonna have guns, crack, and all that with it. You know what I'm saying? Common sense, man. These folk ain't banning no damn dogs. Why ban them when we gonna get more charges and we gonna get more money that gotta be paid out to the city or to the state when we leave the dogs there? We gonna put the dogs down regardless, is what they saying. We gonna put the dogs down regardless. But if we ban them, that means now we gotta have a drug warrant to come over here for these drugs. Long as we don't ban these dogs, we don't need no drug warrants. We come over here for these dogs, to come in your yard for a dog, they don't need no damn warrant. They can see that shit visibly. Oh, these dogs ain't in the proper shelter. Oh, these dogs don't look properly and go. They don't need no warrant for that. Now when they come for them dogs, they can go in your house and every damn thing else to get all that, the magazines, the dog fighting paraphernalia, the medicine and all that other shit. Still don't need no warrant. But we about to find these drugs and we about to use these drugs and charge them. We about to use these drugs to put leverage on them. They're going to plead guilty to this or they're going to plead guilty to that. It ain't no ifs, ands, and buts about it. One or the other or all of it, all of the above. You know what I'm saying? So we're going to get into the dog fighting bust first. And then I've got a little bit of cockfighting stuff to talk about. Because like I say, it go hand in hand sometimes. You know what I'm saying? And like I said, I like to get this cockfighting stuff when it comes out because I was involved with the cockfighting stuff in my days. Let me explain a little bit about that before I get into this West Point, Georgia dog fighting bust. When it comes to chickens and roosters and cockfighting, like I always say, I was always told you don't have to. Cockfighting wasn't illegal. It's how you do it. Cause see, look at here, a police can be riding down the street. Two roosters fighting in your yard. What they gonna do about it? There's nothing they can do about it. The rooster's gonna be a rooster. Two roosters gonna do what two roosters gonna do, and that's fight. Now, what I'm gonna do? One of these roosters going in the pot. One of these roosters gonna stay on the yard. You know what I'm saying? It's when you betting and all that stuff where the problem come in at is what I was told back in the days. You know what I'm saying? But the thing about roosters, what I always liked. When I got in my little trouble, they got a rooster, and they made up all kind of lies and all kind of bullshit. But like I told y'all before, that lady is no longer working with the force because she was doing a whole bunch of illegal shit. But the thing about roosters that I always love is you got that same intensity from the dogs. That same shit y'all see the dogs do, roosters do it better than that, even better sometimes. A rooster can be down the street, same way a dog, a rooster hear another rooster crow, he gonna find that rooster and they gonna meet in the middle and it's going down. I done seen roosters chase roosters all the way up the street. Matter of fact, I had a Gamecock, and brothers who not really familiar with this type of stuff, then you can't tell them shit. Just like some of these brothers in the dog game, and you can't tell them shit when it come to these dogs. They think they know every damn thing. But anyway, had a Gamecock, and the brother had a yard rooster. Man, that motherfucker, his yard rooster, he showed him he had a little bit of Hussein Bolt in him. You know what I'm saying? Running all the way up the street with my rooster on his ass. All the way up the street. Yard chickens and roosters and Gamecocks, two different things. You know what I'm saying? When I had my Gamecocks and we have eggs, because that's all I had was Gamecocks. I never had yard chickens. You know what I'm saying? My great grandmom and all them, they had yard chickens back in the days. I had Gamecocks. When my Gamecocks was born, when they small, when they biddies, the roosters and the Gamecocks You see them jumping up at each other. I'm talking about they this big now. They jumping up, trying to fight each other, fighting, and they fighting each other. Gamecock. That's why the same like they call them game dogs. Gamecocks. You know, I don't know how they produce these chickens. All I know is they love to fight each other. And the difference between a yard chicken and a gamecock, you could pick a gamecock up and walk around with them, talk to your friend, chill. The gamecock gonna chill right in your arms. He not gonna make no noise. He not gonna try to get out. As long as there's no other chickens around. They used to, it's like you can pick them up. They used to being picked up and handled and all that type of stuff. When a yard chicken, you go pick him up, he start clacking, making all kind of noise and trying to get away and flapping, and he's never gonna sit calm in your arms. You know what I'm saying? But a gamecock is totally different. So we got a little bit of gamecock news as well. And like I said, man, I enjoyed this stuff when I was doing it. When you know better, you do better. You know what I'm saying? I know better than that shit now, so I don't do that type of shit now. For the ones that say, "Oh, we glorifying this and glorifying that," it is what it is. It is what it is, man. One thing about gamecocking, back in my days, you work them the same way you work a dog. You got to condition one. You give them nutrients and proteins and all kind of stuff the same way you do a dog. You train them to have air the same way you do a dog back in them days. You try to make them stronger the same way you do a dog. You know, I used to take mine and let them run up and down a big long piece of plywood, let them run up and down it. Then I take them and throw them in the air, let them flap down and fly down and all kind of stuff like that. And then you keep them on a leash or a cage just like you do your dogs. Tie the arm up. They be good. They walk around the yard. I had a few of them that Sambo got hold to. He killed a couple of them, but it was one or two that made it through. I came outside and I was able to stop it in time. You know what I'm saying? There was a few of them that I was able to stop and they lived or whatever. But it was just it gave me that excitement like the dogs gave me, but it was a whole lot cheaper. I didn't have to go buy a big bag of dog food every couple weeks or every month or every whatever. Like I gotta feed the dogs to feed them chickens. You know what I'm saying? Way cheaper. You know, and like I said, I wouldn't do this now. I even ate the gamecock. You know what I'm saying? That lost. You know, but I will say this: the one that lost, the one that was eaten, uh, they wasn't shot up with all kind of steroids and all kind of stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? They was regular yard fed gamecocks. I never shot mine up with the steroids and all that kind of stuff like that because I wasn't in it that deep. I was just getting into it and in it enough to know how to play the game, scratching the same way. You know, uh, but the brutality in the sport is wicked, man. It's wicked. I'm talking about when you're using the gaffs, your ice picks or your knives and stuff. It can be one move and your chicken head cut off. Chickens might flap up and run up on each other in the middle, and it's one move, and now your chicken got his eye out. He done poked the other one eye out. He done cut them all across the neck. He got them cut up all in the chest area, and it's a matter of seconds. You know what I'm saying? It ain't no such thing as a chicken with hard mouth. You putting them out on his legs when you strapping them up, ready for battle. You know what I'm saying? That's the real meaning of going to war with your animal. When you're talking about gamecock fighting, just look at it like this, right? It's like me and you taking a knife or an ice pick in our right hand, whichever hand you right with, and we strapping the other hand up with a rope. We're gonna tie our hand up with a rope that we can't run and get away nowhere, and we gonna get in the middle and just go at each other till the other man, one man gonna lose. So that was the brutality of the sport back in the day. So that's why I give the news on both ends, because I know a lot of dog brothers do have gamecocks. A lot of gamecock brothers do have pit bulls, and a lot of people just want to know the news the way they know the news. But let's get into this West Point, Georgia situation, because these brothers and sisters ready for the Bay to give it the way the Bay be giving it, bringing that news fair and cut and raw and unbiased. Raw and unbiased. Let me hold up. I got to say it right. Fair and unbiased, raw and uncut, West Point, Georgia. Let's get into it.
2 arrested for alleged dogfighting in West Point. West Point police have charged a pair of men with animal cruelty for allegedly participating in a dogfighting ring. Tevin Hutchinson and DeMarquez Jenkins were arrested following an investigation into animal cruelty, during which police began to suspect they were involved with dogfighting. Around 6:35 p.m. Thursday, January 22, 2026, West Point Police Department responded to the 300 block of East 5th Street in reference to reports of a dog sounding as if it was in distress. Police say they received numerous calls regarding dogs whining at the residence. After responding to the area, officers reported hearing a high-pitched whine coming from the location and observed Jenkins walking a pit bull dog on a leash. According to police, the dog Jenkins was walking appeared to be malnourished. When questioned, Jenkins claimed that when he walks one of the dogs, the others begin to whine. The officers then observed what appeared to be a stick protruding from the dog's rectum, to which he said was for helping the dog to use the bathroom. Jenkins was then asked about other dogs on the property and detained for suspicion of animal cruelty. In the rear of the location, police found 4 raised dog cages with 1 dog in a cage and another containing 2 dogs, all of which were whining. While police were investigating the incident, Hutchinson arrived in a vehicle and he was additionally detained for suspicion of animal cruelty based on previous conversations with animal control. Police later secured a search warrant for the home. A subsequent search of the property revealed that the 3 previously mentioned dogs had been removed by unknown individuals. Police found 3 homemade treadmills and a single professionally made treadmill, which they say are commonly used in the training of fighting dogs. The search also revealed a small amount of marijuana, a loaded R-style pistol and a clear plastic bag containing an assortment of pills. As a result of the investigation, Jenkins was charged with cruelty to animals, dogfighting, possession of marijuana and possession of a firearm by a convicted felon. Hutchinson was charged with cruelty to animals, dogfighting and possession of marijuana. If anyone has additional information regarding dogfighting and or the training of dogs for the purpose of fighting, please contact West Point Police Animal Control or the Criminal Investigation Division at 706-645-3528. Police say they are working to investigate additional possible charges.
Now, what you learn from this situation? Because I'm going to tell you like this. There's a lot of things you could be doing to take your dog out working. Just because you put the stick or the matches in his rectum, don't mean you fighting the dog. You can take him out there doing any kind of hunting. You can be about to make your dog jump up the wall. And you got to make sure that he's emptied all the way out. He ain't got nothing in his stomach. So you need to empty him out. That's just a quick way to empty him out. You know, I wouldn't just take a stick off the ground and do it unless I put like a condom or something on it. You know what I'm saying? Maybe put a condom on it so it won't rub against his rectum and scratch him up and all kind of stuff like that. When you use a roll of matches, it's much easier and it don't harm the dog, you know. Don't harm him. It's smooth and it goes in and he goes and use the bathroom, you know. But what we learn from this is, you know, don't get caught when them folk come up on you with something sticking out your dog ass. That ain't gonna be no good sight for nobody to see, man. You know what I'm saying? I mean, it just is what it is. But let's just get straight into this cockfighting bust. I want to say it happened in Jacksonville. Caught in the act. You know where you get it from. You know where you get it from first. I may be slipping on timing a little bit right now because I told you I had to get it together. But it just is what it is. Let's get into it.
People, including 4 suspected of being in the country illegally, were arrested by JSO when officers busted an illegal rooster fighting operation. This all happened on Jake Road in North Jacksonville, and that is where Action News Jax state and local government reporter Jake Stofan is live. And Jake, this bust comes as state lawmakers are actually looking at trying to ramp up criminal penalties for animal fighting.
Well, in these animal fighting rings, like the one discovered down the road from here by officers earlier this week, not only cause a lot of harm to these animals, but they can also become breeding grounds for other types of criminal activity. Of the 11 men arrested and accused of attending an animal fight earlier this week, at least one of them is also facing drug charges. Police body camera captured the moments JSO officers uncovered an illegal rooster fighting ring, documenting their apprehension of 11 suspects and the conditions roughly 130 roosters were living in.
This is a blood sport, so it's as cruel as you can get on the animal side.
Jacksonville Animal Control and Protective Services Division Chief Michael Bricker says this was the first bust of a rooster fighting operation in the area in several years. He says dog fighting is much more common in our area, but any type of animal fighting causes harms even beyond the pain inflicted on the animals themselves.
It's drugs, guns, gambling, a whole list of things that come with each one of these cases.
The suspects arrested in this case were charged with attending an animal fight, which is a third-degree felony. Kate McFall with Humane World for Animals explains state lawmakers are currently considering legislation that would bring that charge from a level 1 to a level 5 offense, making it more likely offenders face prison time.
And letting the criminals know that Florida doesn't stand for this. Florida takes this very seriously.
And the bill also increases penalties for committing acts of animal cruelty in front of children. It's something McFall says is all too commonplace in the world of animal fighting and leads to devastating consequences for the children.
A whole host of psychological issues, lead to continuing the cycle of violence and also really traumatize and harm that child.
Bricker is encouraging the public to keep their eyes out for signals of illegal animal fighting rings, noting Crime Stoppers is even offering awards of up to $3,000 for tips that lead to arrests.
9 times out of 10, when we go to like a dog fighting case, it doesn't come in as, hey, I think my neighbors are fighting dogs. So just give us or JSO a call if you think anything's a little weird. Let us investigate and we can rule it out.
Unfortunately, all of the birds involved in this case did have to be euthanized. It's because of the poor conditions they were kept in, potentially making them a public health risk, and their training to attack other birds would have made it nearly impossible to rehome them. For local coverage, you can count on Live on Jake Road. I'm Jake Stofan, Action News.
Now, what we're about to talk about for a few minutes is ripping the bloodline that you had success with and not being a follower. You know, it's what I always say, man, because I'm going to speak about the Red Boy Jocko stuff because, I like the Red Boy Jocko dogs. You know what I'm saying? But at the end of the day, it's quite a few bloodlines out here that's already established already. Not the brothers that's doing their shit right now. You know what I'm saying? But the ones that's already established. And a lot of people will grab this dog because of what he say or she say or he say or they say. Get the dog or represent them dogs that gave you success. And don't be ashamed to represent the dog. You might be had your best dog that was a Niggerino Kobe dog. You know what I'm saying? And because people may not speak high on the Kobe dogs now, because back in my days, in the 90s, them Kobe dogs been pretty much washed up in the 90s. It ain't nothing new. You know what I'm saying? When I say Kobe, I'm talking about dogs coming, when you see Kobe in the pedigrees. Nobody was really looking for Kobe dogs in the 90s. Now, we all know Mr. Kobe was the foundation of a lot of the bloodlines. Not talking about that. If that's the case, we can call a lot of dogs Kobe dogs. I'm talking about the ones that were coming off the Kobe yards, or Kobe bred yards back in the 90s. It wasn't what we was looking for. The only time that I actually looked for a Kobe dog, me myself, is when I first start getting into dogs. And I mean first, because I remember I had a Kobe dog, or I was told it was a Kobe dog, and I was still in high school, about to go to Job Corps. You know what I'm saying? So that's how young I was. But once I start learning about certain things, man, the Kobe shit not bringing what I need to be brought to the table. These brothers done bred these things so many different ways now. This is the dog I'm looking for. This is the dog I'm looking for, and that's the dog I'm looking for. It ain't the Kobe dog. Don't get me wrong. I gotta say it again. A majority of these pit bulls are coming down off Kobe bred dogs. That's not what we're talking about. And that's what you need to understand about your dogs. You know what I'm saying? And when brothers, y'all ask me about, sometimes you make statements about you want to walk them on dog. I give you an answer sometime, but my dogs are bred Walkmore bred, but they ain't Walkmore dogs. They Pelican Bay dogs. You know what I'm saying? You getting it from Pelican Bay. You ain't getting it from Walkmore. Right now, you can't go no other person and get the kind of dogs that I'm breeding because it says Walkmore. He got Walkmore dogs, but I don't want to deal with Pelican Bay, so I'm going to go over here and get them. You ain't going to be able to do that because I'm breeding my dogs a certain kind of way and for a certain reason. And another reason, I got one of the last, not one of, the damn last breeding that was did by the original Walkmore and me. I had the female. I raised the damn puppies up. It don't matter if you try to change to the SBS Pandora. That's what you call hating on what brothers did. You know what I'm saying? That's what you call hating on what brothers did out here. If Pelican Bay didn't do something, or if Pelican Bay wasn't doing something in this dog game, these flunkies wouldn't be trying to run after Saber 2000. That's what I name her. Nobody ain't knew who the hell Pandora was. You know what I'm saying? But they knew who Saber 2000 was in a short period of time because of how I did my shit. I advertise my shit. I promote my shit. And when they see the offspring of my dogs, yeah, that's off Saber 2000. You know? So, you know, brothers can put it how they want to put it and say it how they want to say it. But if I wasn't doing my shit the way I'm doing my shit with my dogs, you wouldn't be running after no damn Saber 2000, an old ass dog that ain't gonna have you no more damn puppies. You know what I'm saying? No more damn puppies. Getting it from a washed up dog, man, that done got busted 2 times and ain't never bulldog in his damn life. Bully breeder. I tell y'all brothers, man, I got them. It just is what it is, dog. It is what it is, man. You know what I'm saying? When you put your work in, these folk get out here and they try to steal what you're doing. They talk shit about you, but they still try to do the same thing you do. You know what I'm saying? Try to do the same things you do. And I'm looking at all the dogs. They ain't producing the kind of dogs that my dogs is producing. Same bloodline. Just because it's coming off the same bloodline, don't mean it's the same quality. Don't mean they got the same characteristics or the same traits. You know, it don't even mean that they got the same good and the bad stuff in them. These dogs can have skin problems. These dogs can have these kind of problems. These dogs can have breeding problems. Every dog different. Just because they're of the same blood, that don't mean you're getting the same shit. You know, it is what it is. And I'm gonna tell you right now, Fletcher is pre-potent. Fletcher is pre-potent. I know what a pre-potent dog is. Sambo is pre-potent. Fletcher pre-potent. When I say pre-potent, I mean when you drop litters look like him. You know, I see brothers out there with dogs off Fletcher that I can't even tell if that's Fletcher or if that's the dog I sold him. Exactly the same. I don't know how they acting, you know what I'm saying? Don't know how they acting, but when it comes to looking wise, exactly the fucking same. You know, and I got confidence in the way the dogs produce. Cause I say that about everybody walk stuff. You should be getting you a great dog. Depends on how it's bred. You know, should be getting you a great dog. And I always say this as well, man. These brothers, you buy good dogs and good pedigrees from all different lines. And you want them to be Superman. Brothers don't know how to handle a great dog. You know, to the point where he gonna be great when he get a year old, a year and a half, 2 years old, 2.5. You know, how many brothers can sit on a dog? See, in my days, this is what I did before. And I didn't just do this all the time. I learned to do this. I've seen a dog that he wasn't touched at all until he was over 2 years old. And when he was over 2, after he got touched, he was a beast. You know, a straight beast. And let me ask you this, while we're talking about certain things. How smart can a dog be if you don't school him out the right way? If a dog ain't schooled, not saying he won't be smart in the box area I'm talking about. How smart could he have been, you know, if he wasn't really schooled out like that? I'm quite sure, because I hear Barracuda, They say Barracuda had a lot of backyard matches, that he can be accounted for. You know what I'm saying? All that schooling, whether it's schooling, backyard matches, or what. If you got a dog that done been out 15, 20 times already, some of y'all brothers will think that's unreal, because I tell you, we in different ballparks. When you got a dog that done been out 15, 20 times, including the shows and schooling and everything, and he's undefeated, it's gonna be super hard to outsmart that dog, to beat that dog. You bring a dog out that's this one time, he come out for this one time on that particular dog, it's a very high chance that you're gonna take that one time and put him back on the damn chain. Now I'll say this. This goes back to, it's more that makes a great dog than just a great dog. You can't just take a great dog, and I'm going to stand on this. It matters who got the dog, and it matters what they're doing to the dog, how that dog going to perform. Oh, just because my brother John Denbury, or just because my brother Paul Johnson and Mr. Bulldog and Mad Doctor them gave me an ace. Them boys gave me a dog that done won 5 times already, right? I'm going to take it back. He won 4 times, going out for his 5th. Now, when them boys had a dog, they treated him like a champion supposed to be treated. But they gave him to Pelican Bay, right? Oh, Pelican Bay think he know everything. Pelican Bay think he know everything. I get the dog. I don't feed him worth a damn. I don't walk him. I don't give him that loving and attention that he had when he was dealing with them brothers. Oh, I'm thinking, he's just going to be a good dog. Good dogs don't be good dogs when they don't got good owners. I don't give a damn what nobody say. A ship going to have to need a captain. I don't give a damn what kind of ship you got. I don't care what kind of airplane you got. F-16, F-22, F whatever. MiGs, MiG-22s, MiG-29. I don't care what you got. You got to have a fucking pilot driving that motherfucker, flying that motherfucker, or a boat captain to drive that motherfucker. You know what I'm saying? It can have all the missiles. It can have all the torpedoes, all the capabilities to make these moves, to make these dodges and duck this and duck that. If you don't got a pilot, what do you got but a machine that was supposed to do this and didn't do this? It's no different with the dogs, man. You can't take a dog like Mayday and we're going to have 5 people standing up here, and we're going to take Mayday and give them to each one of them 5 people and think you're going to get the same results from Mayday that you got from Brother Victor. It don't happen that way. I promise you that shit, man. I promise you. I could train a dog. Right? And I could take him and put him in the finals and the training competitions and stuff like that. And I'm out there with him, and he busting ass. He going around the tents. He stopping in front of the tents, barking at the people. He doing all the protection, biting work, releasing. When I say release, I take that same dog, I sell him to another person. They don't do half the stuff I did. We all see how smart this dog was. We all see how capable this dog was. He don't do half the shit, right? The owner don't do half the stuff that I was doing with this dog to get this dog to be on that level. You know what I'm saying? You think you're going to get that dog out there and just, because Pelican Bay, he did that for the Bay, he going to do that for you? This shit don't work that way, dog. It's a 50-50 thing, my brother, my sister. I always say that, man. Y'all take too much credit from yourselves is what I be talking shit about, and I don't give a damn because you feel how you feel about yours, but don't knock me because I feel how I feel about mine. You know what I'm saying? You take all the credit from yourselves and put it on them pedigrees and them dogs. You know what I'm saying? It don't work that way, dog. It's a 50-50 thing. You know? That dog don't eat unless you put food in the bowl. That dog don't drink unless you put food in the bowl. That dog don't work unless you put time in with that dog. You know? The way it's supposed to be. You know what I'm saying? It's more to the bond than just hanging with a dog. When I say more to the bond, when you bond with a dog back in the days, you got a brother who really bonded with his dog, and that dog is a real great dog. Hey, man, listen, brothers have problems. They have problems because when that dog is down and out, when he on the bottom, that bond lets them brothers know, lets that dog know, you know what I'm saying? his owner is there with him. A person who got a bond with their dog. He knows his dog inside out. He knows what his dog can take, what his dog can't take. You know how many brothers back in the days, you know what I'm saying, that gave up on their dog? They ain't got no bond with them. You know, they gave up on their dog because either I'm out there talking about, oh man, your dog through, man. Look at him. He's shitting now. He taking a dump. Oh, y'all smell that? Look at his eyes. His eyes turning blue. His eyes getting glossy. You know, I'm talking him out of his show. Because he don't really got a bond with his dog. He got a bond with the pedigree. When you got a bond with the dog, you and that dog go out together. So that's why I say, my brothers, my sisters, represent your bloodline, man. Represent the dog that you like. I don't care if brothers have videos all month long talking about Eli, Red Boy Jocko dogs are the best dogs ever. Don't get these kind of dogs. Represent your bloodline, man. The moment you become embarrassed of the lines you running, the moment you become ashamed of the dogs you got, it's just showing you ain't got no bond with them. You got to be able to talk shit. Come up here. I don't care if nobody don't like them. You come up on the PB channel and be like, yo, I mean, I can't stand for what the Mother Brothers dogs do, PBK. But my shit coming off that same bloodline that you talking about, you know what I'm saying? My stuff, okay, we talking about the 45-minute quitting dogs. We ain't got to call no bloodline names. The 45-minute dogs. No matter what we say about them, you should be able to have confidence in your dogs to get up here and tell your story if need be of why you got confidence in them dogs and what makes your dogs different. You know what I'm saying? It's always something that makes your dog different. But when you want to rely on them pedigrees, it makes all y'all dogs and all our dogs the same. Oh, I got a Mayday dog or a yellow dog or a Jeep dog. Yeah, but what makes your dog different? You make your dog different, my brother, my sister. I make my dog different. Other than that, the pedigree's the same, man. It's the same way I tell you about that Walkmall shit. I take a Walkmall dog and make more out of them, and it always been like that. Because they're not doing what I do with my damn dogs. They dogs sit on the chain all damn day long, don't do shit. Bring them out when it's time to bring them out, test them when it's time to whatever. You know, I'm getting the dogs, and it's always been like this. Not just today. Always been like this. I get the dog, and I take them into a whole different world. These dogs if you get one, you liable to get one that's scary as hell. Or old dog, right? From them boys. And I'm talking about real shit. This ain't no hating shit. He might be scared because only thing he sees is them coming to feed him every damn day. And he never leave the damn chain. Until it's time to go take him out hog hunting or something. But when the motherfucker like me get him, oh, I'm walking him, I'm doing this with him, I'm doing that with him, I'm going this place with him, doing that with him, doing this with him. That dog see a whole different light. And I get a whole different dog. But when and this the thing, this is where brothers get it fucked up at. You'll see me with a whole different kind of dog. This dog is a ace, right? He's an ace. And I got him. But you thinking you can go get an ace, you know what I'm saying? You can go buy, let me go buy, I'm looking for a grown dog. Now you want to go buy a grown dog from these brothers, and you ain't getting nowhere near that shit, you know? Or you might go buy a puppy. But if you ain't putting that work in with that dog, it's things that make a dog tick. You know what I'm saying? It's certain things that make a dog tick, my brothers and my sisters. And if you ain't putting that work in with that dog, then you won't get that dog to ticking. This is going to be a stop clock, like they always say. A stop clock is right at least one time a day. You know, so you may run up on some bullshit humbug and he look good. But when you take him out there to the real, you're going to get the real. You know what I'm saying? When you take him to the real, you're going to get the real. And that's all it is to it, my brothers. Big salute, big shout out to brother Yellow One out there, man. Like I always say, to all the brothers that's rocking with the Bay, man, and kicking it with the Bay. Good, through the bad, through the ups, through the downs. You know what I'm saying? Hey, that's all I can say, man. Salute to everybody. Salute to everybody. Keep doing what y'all doing. Doing the right things with these dogs, man. The pit bull game, it's like this right here, like anything. It's like anything. When you take 5 steps forward, it's always something that make you take 3 or 4 more steps backwards. if you put yourself in that situation. You know what I'm saying? Try to always be moving forward. If you got to take a step back, you took 1 step back, but 4 steps forward. You had to take 2 steps back, but 6 steps forward. You know, you always want to be making positive moves going forward. You know what I'm saying? Going ahead with your program, man. You know what I'm saying? And you wouldn't believe how many brothers that got yards of dogs or bloodlines who ain't finessed the dogs. Just because they got a bloodline of dogs, don't mean they finesse the dogs. You know, because one of my brothers told me a long time ago, it's certain brothers that get down in the mud with these dogs. It's certain folk that getting down in the mud and actually knowing how to get the best out of these dogs. Oh, just because he running them dogs, don't mean he know how to get the best out of them. Everybody different. Everybody got different ways, man, different things they do. And how they bring the good out of the hounds. With that being said, man, like I always say, y'all stay safe, y'all stay legal. The only way to preserve this breed of dogs is to do the right things with them, man. It's your boy PB K9s on the PBC. Fair and unbiased, raw and uncut. Some gonna like it and some ain't. Who gives 2 shits? You know what I'm saying? We out.
The Pitbull Encyclopedia is the ultimate guide for anyone who loves, owns, or wants to learn more about one of the world's most misunderstood dog breeds. Packed with expert insights, breed history, training tips, health advice, and heartwarming stories, this comprehensive book breaks down the myths and highlights the true nature of pit bulls: loyal, intelligent, and loving companions. Whether you're a first-time owner, a seasoned pit bull enthusiast, or an advocate for the breed, the Pitbull Encyclopedia is your go-to resource for understanding and celebrating these incredible dogs.